rise, ladies and gentlemen. The 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now convened for its 101st regular session. The Honorable Vice Governor Adeline M. Angeles presiding.
The 101st regular session of this 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now called to order. Requesting Honorable Aurelio Leva III to kindly lead the invocation to be followed by the national anthem.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord in heaven, we come to you with thankful hearts for bringing us together today. I ask that you fill each of our hearts with your presence. Lord God, today we earnestly pray and hope for your blessings as we deliberate while in session. Please give us more strength individually, both physical and mental, clearer visions and capabilities to enable us to deliver the basic services and the other needs of our people, Grant us patience toward each other and help us to be respectful of each other's input. As we have various conversations, I ask that you would help us to communicate well. If there are any misunderstanding, I ask that you would help us to clear them up. Thank you for every gift that we have been given. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
requesting Honorable Neril Manggol to kindly lead the board members' creed.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I am a provincial board member. Given the mandate to serve my constituency to responsive effective legislation. Provide dynamic leadership. Promote and maximize the delivery of basic services for the general welfare under a regime of truly consultative and participative democracy. I impose upon myself the supreme obligation to perform and carry out the function prescribed by law. Unselfishly and with utmost dedication, thereby becoming a genuine catalyst of change in my locality and our nation.
Requesting our secretary to kindly call the roll.
Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukan III, Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado, Honorable Mel Gabal Arencado, Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Danilo Arred, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, Honorable Carlos F. de Peralta, and Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. Madam Presiding Officer, with the 9 members of the board present, to have the necessary quorum for this afternoon session.
The chair then declares the presence of quorum. We can proceed with the order of business. Recognizing our floor leader, Honorable Aurelio Leva III.
Madam Presiding Officer, before we continue with the calendar of business, may we inform the body that the Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado sent a letter to the Secretariat requesting consideration to allow her to attend every scheduled session via online. As we have done before, Madam Presiding Officer, we are acting on her request on a case-to-case basis. So, Madam Presiding Officer, I move that we allow Honorable Bernardine E. Opis Mercado to attend today's session.
Any second to the motion? Second. Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. The request of Honorable Dindin Opis Mercado in consideration of her current situation is now approved. Kindly inform Honorable Mercado of the decision of the body. Yes, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, we now go to the reading and adoption of the minutes of the previous session. For the minutes of the 99th regular session dated September 6, 2024, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the manifestation of corrections by the members of the board. I so move.
Any objection to the motion of the Chair of the Committee on Rules? Hearing none, the motion is approved. We can proceed.
Inviting members of the board to have some corrections with the minutes of the 99th regular session dated September 6, 2024.
Yes, any correction from the floor? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the floor leader?
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that we approve and adopt the minutes of the 99th regular session dated September 6, 2024. I so move.
Any second? Any second for the approval? Duly seconded. Any objection? The chair hears none. The minutes of the September 6, 2024 session of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the 100 regular session and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the corrections to be made by the members of the board. I so move.
Any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Inviting members of the board who have some corrections with the minutes of the 100 regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Hearing no objection and corrections, may I give the floor to the Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, who was present during that session to move for the adoption of the said minutes.
Recognizing Honorable Manggol.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the minutes of the 100 regular session last October 2024. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The minutes of the September 2024 session of this Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now adopted.
We now go, Madam Presiding Officer, to the matters arising from minutes, inviting members of the board to have some matters arising from the minutes of the 99th regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
Any matters arising from the floor? Hearing none, we can proceed with the next item.
Hearing none, Madam Presiding Officer, we now proceed to the approval amendment of agenda. For today's agenda, we don't have any privileged speech nor question hour. For the messages and correspondence from the Governor, we have 4 items. For the communications and petitions, we have 11 items. For the municipal ordinances for review of the board, we have 5 items and various sub-items. For the proposed ordinance, we have 1 item. Proposed resolution, we have 3 items. For committee reports, we have 4 items. For the calendar of business, we don't have any unfinished business, business for the day, unassigned business. We don't have any proposed ordinance and resolution for third and final reading. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of today's agenda as proposed.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion of the chairman of the Committee on Rules is now approved. The agenda for today's session is now approved without amendment.
Madam Presiding Officers, as I mentioned, we don't have any privileged speech nor question hour. We now go to the committee reports, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Human Resource, Labor and Employment for committee report number 480-2024 of the said committee.
Recognizing Honorable Caballes, the chair of the Committee on Human Resource and Labor and Employment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, Committee Report number 480-2024. Subject being the letter from Governor Presbyter J. Velasco Jr. requesting for the enactment of an ordinance to comply with the recommendation of the DBM in its review of FY 2024 annual budget of the province. The committee onto which the above titled subject was referred to hereby presents its findings and recommendations for appropriate legislative action of the board. Following are the findings. Number 1, the fiscal year 2024 annual budget of the province of Marinduque was declared operative in its entirety by DBM, who served as the reviewing authority of annual and supplemental budgets of provinces and highly urbanized and independent cities pursuant to the provisions of RA 7160 through its review letter dated June 3, 2024 and signed by Regional Director Ricky L. Sanchez. Number 2, among the conditions set forth by the DBM for the operability of the 2024 annual budget that needs to be addressed by the Sangguniang Palalawigan as endorsed with the Provincial Governor are the librarian, salary grade 4, position with item number 276 under the Office of the Provincial Assessor, which is not covered with the funds for salaries and associated compensation costs, should be deleted in the plantilla since there is no appropriation to back up the legal existence. Any position created in the LGU shall be adequately provided with funding requirements for basic salary, including associated compensation attached to the position such as allowances, rata, year-end benefits, etc., for it to be considered a properly created position. Otherwise, a position is not deemed properly created if such had not been fully provided corresponding appropriations for basic salary and other compensation. All positions in the LGU shall be allocated to their proper position titles and salary grades in accordance with the updated Index of Occupational Services, position titles and salary grades in local government, CY 2021 edition pursuant to LBC number 137. Hence, the following positions under the various offices of the province shall be converted or classified accordingly. From the Office of the Provincial Planning and Development Office, from Planning Officer 5 SG24 to Provincial Government Assistant Department Head SG24. From the Provincial Budget Office, Chief Administrative Officer SG24 to Provincial Government Assistant Department Head SG24. From the Provincial Health Office, Provincial Health Officer 2 SG26, Provincial Government Department Head SG26. Number 3, the Sangguniang Palalawigan on April 19, 2024 enacted Provincial Ordinance number 221 Series of 2024 that abolished Planning Officer 5 in the PPDO to fund and create various positions that are necessary for the said office. Number 4, there's a need to amend certain items in Appropriation Ordinance number 4, Series of 2023 embodying the FY 2024 annual budget of the province to comply with the recommendation of the DBM. Wherefore, based on the foregoing, the committee hereby recommends and for consideration of the Sangguniang Palalawigan and Bank, the approval for second reading, the proposed ordinance entitled an ordinance amending certain items of Appropriation Ordinance number 4, Series of 2023, embodying the FY 2024 annual budget of the province to comply with the budget review of the Department of Budget and Management. Respectively submitted, Marjorie P. Caballes, Chairperson, Vice Chairperson Honorable Aurelio J. Lever III, and members Honorable Sishmel D.P. Lim, Bernardine Opis Mercado, and Jose Neril Manggol. The presiding officer of this presentation moves for the adoption of Committee Report number 480-2024.
So thank you, Honorable Caballes. But before the disposition on the motion, may the presiding officer seek clarification as to the librarian position is not occupied. Definitely hindi pala dahil walang budget, ano. Okay, so is it included, the position of the librarian, included in the revision, in the amendment that you are mentioning in the proposed resolution?
Yes, ma'am.
So itong lahat ng yung pong sa PPDO at saka sa
Yes,
saka yung
ma'am.
sa assessor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any second to the motion? To the pending motion, duly seconded by Honorable Lim, Honorable Rihano. Any objection? My apology to Honorable De Peralta. He was not yet properly recognized. I thought he is included in the roll call already. So Bocal De Peralta is recognized. Thank you. So there is a pending motion, duly seconded, for the adoption of the committee report rendered by the chair of the Committee on Human Resource, Labor and Employment, number 480-2024. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Committee report number 480-2024 as rendered by Honorable Caballes is now adopted.
Thank you po.
Yes, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask the Honorable Sponsor if he is willing to sponsor the same today, considering the urgency of the matter?
Yes, Honorable Caballes. Any comment on that?
Kung ngayon mo rin
Do you want to, for it to be discussed in the business for the day?
for second reading?
Yes, Madam Chair. The said proposed ordinance, I move for the said ordinance to be tackled for second reading in today's session.
Thank you. I suppose that will just be included in the recommendation of the committee in the adopted committee report. Yes, Honorable Leva.
If that is so, Madam Presiding Officer, I second to the motion of the good gentleman from Boac to consider the same on second reading in today's session.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. Let it be considered in the business for the day for second reading, for deliberation and the second reading.
Thank you po.
Yes, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized for the committee report of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, Committee on Science, Information, and Communication Technology, and the Committee on Health and Nutrition.
Proceed.
Committee Report Number 481-2024 on the subject, letter of the Governor requesting for an authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement by in between the Provincial Government of Marinduque and the TPZ Software Development and Management Services regarding the software licensing agreement in the Marinduque Provincial Hospital. The reporting committee to which was referred to the above subject matter are now ready to submit its findings and recommendations to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. The findings are enumerated were based on the information adduced from the hearing held on October 1, 2024 with Mr. Rene Quesada, PGSO, Dr. Annette Macayaon, OIC, COH, MPH, and Mr. Sani Paglinilawan, EA of PGO as resource persons. Attendance, yours truly, Honorable Incabo, Rehano, Caballes, Manggol, Office Mercado, and Valencia. Findings, the memorandum aims to grant an agreement on software licensing for TPS software development and management services, which offers an integrated end-to-end hospital system that provides relevant information across the hospital to support effective decision-making for patient care and hospital administration, ensuring a seamless flow. It also includes online technical support and system upgrades within the covered years of the contract. In connection thereto, a total amount of 699,000 exclusive of the value-added tax shall be payable upon signing of the contract, and all the tax payment shall be transferred to Alicia P. Mendez, owner of TPZ Software Development and Management Services. The Provincial Legal Officer on his legal review dated August 20, 2024 finds no legal objectionable provision in the endorsed draft of the proposed MOA, provided the PHO and the PGHO, in coordination with other relevant officers, be appraised of the obligations of the provincial government under the MOA to ensure compliance therewith. The MPH has been using Topaz software support by TPSA Software Development and Management Service for 3 years already, with its contract ended last June 30, 2024, with a 2-month extension from its date of contract expiration until the complete transition of the MPH to iHomies Plus. The draft of the proposed MOA for the iHomies is still under legal review and recommendation. The proposed of the said MOA is to have a complete renewal of the contract between PGM and MPH and TPSA for another 2 years. The Governor has instructed the Provincial Legal Office to make a contract termination between PGM and TPSA effective October 30, 2024, since the draft of the proposed MOA for iHomies Plus is on its way to finality. The MPH, on the other hand, is willing to pay for the 4 months extension of TPSA services from the date of contract expiration. Recommendations. Based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee recommends for the following: not to extend or continue the contract with the TPSA Software Development and Management Service in consideration of the implementation of the iHomies Plus. And 2, to return without favorable action the letter of the Governor requesting for an authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with TPSA Development and Management Services for the software licensing agreement in the Marinduque Provincial Hospital to the Chief of Hospital in coordination with the PGSO for them to recommend the alternative MOA, which include among others the specific termination of the end user and the appropriate payment for the services rendered. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws and Ordinances, Honorable Mel Gabal Aringcabo as the Committee on ICT, Honorable Mercedes Arellano as the Acting Chairperson of the Committee on Health and Nutrition, concurred by Honorable Caballes, Office Mercado, Lim, Manggol, Valencia, Mangkukang, Carlos F. de Peralta, and the Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of Committee Report Number 481, Series of 2024.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. May the presiding officer seek clarification. While there is no, so the recommendation is the committee is not to extend.
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer, what is being asked here is for the extension of 2 years, for another contract for 2 years. But the recommendation of the MPH is to just extend it up to October 31,
just for 4 months.
2024. Just to have a transition from the TPSA to iHomies. Because the original request of the Governor as per the attached contract is for the renewal for another 2 years.
Okay. Noting the urgency of the matter and at the same time the Governor discussed this particular subject matter with us, but I think the Governor
Also like
at the Governor, in the mind of the Governor, ang hinihingi lang niya talaga is a transition time.
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer.
Not the
Yes.
number, not the what is in the draft.
2 years, yes, Madam Presiding
Will
Officer.
the committee consider giving authority for the extension of 4 months subject to ratification?
They do not want the provisions, according to Dr. Annette, it is the provisions of the draft MOA is not favorable to the provincial government.
So there should really be an overhaul.
An alternative MOA. That's why the recommendation of the committee is to return it to the LCE through the PGSO and the Chief of Hospital for them to draft the MOA that they would like to for the provisions that they would like to put in the MOA will be favorable and exactly what is being requested by them. Particularly they are requesting for a 4-month extension that will be ending up to October 30, 2024 only.
Okay, thank you. So we will just wait for the subsequent submission on
Yes, Madam
the
Presiding
new
Officer.
MOA that reflects the real intention.
Yes, Madam Presiding
Okay, so
Officer.
there is a pending motion from the reporting committee chair. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report as rendered by the reporting committee chair on behalf of the joint committees is now adopted. Just requesting Honorable Leva to kindly be the one na lang to coordinate with the governor to
Explain.
provide him the proper information as to why it is being returned without action.
Yes,
Thank you, Honorable Leva.
yes, Madam Chair.
Next item.
Next item is committee report of the Committee on Social Services and the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and may this representation again be recognized.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Committee report number 482-2024 on the subject request of the Governor for legislative authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement by in between the provincial government of Marinduque and the DSWD for the formulation of technical assistance plan. The reporting committee unto which was referred the above mentioned subject matter is now ready to submit its findings and recommendation to this August body that we adduced from the hearing conducted on October 1, 2024 with Ms. Lenilyn Soleta, PSWD or representative as resource person. Present were Honorables Rehano, Leva III, Office Mercado, Red, Caballas, Manggol, and Mangkukang III. Findings: the Governor in his letter, August 29, 2024, requested the Sangguniang Palalawigan for legislative authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Social Welfare and Development represented by its Secretary Rexlonti Gatchalian for the formulation of technical assistance plan. The memorandum of agreement aims to grant rewards and incentives through the DSWD Supplemental Guidelines number MC1 numbers 2017, known as the Revised Guidelines on the Pagkilala ng Natatanging Contribution Awards on the provision of rewards and incentives to the local government unit through local social welfare and development offices on social welfare and development, local implementation and assessment of social welfare and development services. EO number 15 series of 1998 as amended by EO 221 series of 2003 mandated DSWD to provide assistance to LGUs, NGUs, NGAs, and POs in effectively implementing programs, projects, and services that will alleviate poverty and empower disadvantaged individuals, families, and communities for an improved quality of life. DSWD MC number 10 series of 2018 provides that DSWD shall assist LGUs, SLWDOs by providing direction for the SWD sector through pertinent policies and plans enriching SWD programs and services for individuals, families, and communities at risk or in need, and in affording social protection for the poor, the vulnerable, and the disadvantaged in localities, which are manifested through the technical assistance and resource augmentation program of the DSWD. In connection thereto, the collaboration of the provincial local government and the DSWD is necessary for the formulation of the technical assistance plan, including training, orientation, workshops, forums, conferences, coaching, and mentoring that will help to enhance the capability of LSWDOs. The Provincial Legal Office, on its legal review dated August 9, 2024, finds no legal objection provision in the endorsed draft of the proposed MOA, provided that the PSWDO and the PBDO, in coordination with the other relevant officers, be appraised of the obligation of the provincial government under the MOA to ensure compliance therewith. Recommendation based on the Therefore, the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbyterio J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a memorandum of agreement by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the Department of Social Welfare and Development for the formulation of the technical assistance plans. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Mercedes Quijano, as the chairperson of the Committee on Social Services, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III as the chairperson of the Committee on Rules, concurred by Honorables Office Mercado, Caballes, Mangkukang III, Red, Manggol, Valencia, and Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 482 series of 2024. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. Before the disposition, may the presiding officer seek clarification. The legal office, the provincial legal office, always mentioned provisor, mentioning that the concerned office, PSWD, PPDO, in coordination with other offices, be appraised of the obligations. Dun po ba sa MOA ay clear ang obligations ng provincial government? Or
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer. As a matter of fact, we discussed the provisions that pertains to the obligation of the provincial government.
Okay po. So, ang ibig sabihin po niya nung appraised, parang be informed about their role on behalf of the province. Okay, thank you po. Mahalaga nga po naman ito, pero klaro po ba kung sino ang dapat mag-a-appraise dun sa concerned offices?
Meron naman po nakalagay doon kung ano ang roles ng PSWDO.
Okay po. Pero minimension dito, they should be appraised. Maybe para maiwasan yung may mga MOA na hindi alam ng concerned offices na sila pala ang focal persons or focal agency. But anyway,
So, Madam Presiding Officer, if you will allow, if that is a recommendation, then maybe we could add a provision in the resolution that provides for the PSWD to be appraised of the obligation. Isama na po natin.
and the
doon sa-
PPDO. No, it's just
And the
it's just an impression, but the presiding officer will respect the disposition of the committee. Naisip ko lang ho, nabasa ko itong provincial
mas maganda
legal
po
office.
sigurong i-adapt din po natin yung recommendation ng provincial legal office. Every time na merong ganong
To make sure an administrative provision
yes, Madam Chair.
that will ensure that the responsibility of the province is being ang tawag dito, being followed or being
Yes.
fulfilled. Okay, so the reporting committee chair will consider an
Yes, Madam Chair.
additional
That is
wordings.
valuable input from the presiding officers. Kaya mas maganda pong idagdag na po natin yan. Every time that there is a recommendation from the legal office that there is need for a certain agency to be appraised of the obligations of the provincial government, then we'll make an administrative provision.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. So there is a pending motion from the reporting committee chair. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The motion of the reporting committee chair on committee report number 482-2024 is now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized again for the committee report of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
On various items, municipal ordinances referred to the committee, the reporting committee to which was various referrals is now ready to submit its findings and recommendations to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and Bank that were adduced from the meeting conducted on October 1, 2024 for its consideration and legislative action. Attendance were Honorables Leva, Caballes, Office Mercado, Manggol, and Valencia. There were 5 ordinances from the municipality of Buena Vista that were calendared for review of the board, which could be summarized into Municipal Ordinance number 295, 296, 297, 298, 299, series of 2024. Findings for the Municipal Ordinance number 295, series of 2024, Municipal Ordinance number 295, series of 2024 mirrored Municipal Ordinance number 268/22, which was previously submitted and was declared ultra vires by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan by virtue of SB Resolution number 423, series of 2023, due to the following reasons. The regulatory provision, Section 4 of the ordinance, is not consistent with the Republic Act 4136 or the Land Transportation and Traffic Code as amended as to the driving age of the minors. The community service in lieu of the fine imposed in Section 5 of the ordinance is not among the conferred power of the Sangguniang as provided for in Local Government Code of 1991. Provisions in Section 6 for the ordinance is not in conformity with RA 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006. Noting that the aforementioned reasons for declarations of Municipal Ordinance number 268 series as ultra vires were already satisfied in the recently submitted Municipal Ordinance number 295 series of 24, it can be declared as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. For Municipal Ordinance number 297/2024, Section 5 of Municipal Ordinance number 297 series of 22 provides that the appointing authority of the child development workers shall be the punong barangay. However, DILG in DILG Opinion number 24 series of 2022 dated April 18, 2022, citing a letter dated 16th April 2020 issued by the Undersecretary for Plans, Public Affairs and Communication to the Department of Social Welfare and Development provides, barangay daycare workers belong to the position other than the mandatory officials which may be created in the barangay and may be compensated in the form of salary or honorarium at the discretion of the barangay government concerned. Thus, barangay daycare workers are appointed by the barangay when a position for such is created by the unit. Hence, the committee recommends that a valid ordinance from a barangay as a conditio sine qua non before the appointment of a barangay daycare worker. On the source of funds, the municipality should consider provisions of DepEd DBM DILG Joint Circular number 1 series of 2017, series of 2020, and 2 series of 2020. Recommendations: since no members of the committee pose any objection for the declaration of the above-mentioned municipal ordinances as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact, the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of the following resolution. A resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 295 series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled An Ordinance Protecting Minors from the Hazards and Driving Motor Vehicles and Penalizing Other Person from allowing, consenting, inducing, and directing a minor to drive motor vehicles within the municipal jurisdiction of the Buena Vista, Marinduque, and providing penalties for violation thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. A resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 296 series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Comprehensive and Sustainable Response and Commitment to Eliminate TB in the municipality of Buena Vista, Marinduque, and appropriating funds thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. A resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 297 series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled An Ordinance Granting Benefits and Privileges to Child Development Workers of the municipality of Buena Vista province of as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact, subject to the conditions as mentioned. And number 4, a resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 298 series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Use of Sale of Electronic Cigarettes in public places, including public conveyances, advertisements, and promotion of e-cigarettes, and providing penalties thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. And number 5, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 299, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista, entitled an ordinance prohibiting any person below 18 years old from drinking liquor or any alcoholic drinks or beverages in public places or establishment within the municipality of Buena Vista, Marinduque, and prohibiting any person or persons from selling, dispensing said alcoholic drinks to persons below 18 years old, and providing penalties thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, concurred by Honorables Caballas, Mangol, Mercado, and Valencia, and the Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of Committee Report 483, Series of 2024. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. Any objection to the motion of the reporting committee chair? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Committee report number 483, 2024 is now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized again?
Any motion for...
Madam Presiding Officer, may I move that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to the business for the portion of today's session.
And likewise, all the proposed resolutions included in the proposed in the adopted committee report be considered in the business for the day. Thank you, Honorable Leva. There is a reconsideration being requested by the chair of the Committee on Education. What's the pleasure of Honorable Red?
Madam Chair, item number 2 from the messages and correspondence from the Governor, Madam Chair. The request of the Governor is certified urgent, Madam Chair. I move, Madam Chair, that this item be render a committee report, Madam Chair, in today's session.
There is a reconsideration being requested by the chair in consideration of the urgency of the matter that the committee, as chair, he be allowed to render committee report.
I second to the motion of the good gentleman, if that is a motion.
Proceed, Honorable Red.
Madam Chair, I move that I move for the granting authority, approval granting authority to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement for and behalf of the provincial government with the Department of Education, School Division of Marinduque, relative to the implementation of the 2024 Healthy Learning Institution Program and for the transfer of funds amounting to 3,724,000. I so move, Madam Chair.
So the committee is recommending
Yes, Madam
the
Chair.
granting of authority as
Yes,
requested by
Madam
the
Chair.
Governor. Thank you. So the reporting committee chair is moving for the adoption of for the approval of the committee report, favorably endorsing the approval of the granting of authority to the Honorable Governor for this particular purpose. Bali may ida-download pong pera sa province,
Yes,
ano
Madam
ho?
Chair.
Specifically intended for the ano nga pong okay ho. So any
Madam
objection?
Presiding Officer, may I be clarified?
Yes, Honorable
May
Eva.
this representation be clarified? Who will download the money? Is it the DepEd or is it the provincial government who will transfer the money to DepEd?
Madam
Yes,
Chair,
Honorable Red.
from the national government, Madam Chair.
This is based on the MOA. This is a DOH fund that will be downloaded to the provincial government. But since the division office will be the implementer, then the amount will be transferred to them also. So parang conduit lang ang provincial government. But the money is coming from the national government specifically from the DOH.
Clarified, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. So, there is a pending motion from Honorable Red. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report is now adopted.
Madam Chair, and the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business of the day.
Thank you, Honorable Red. The manifestation is noted. Let it be considered in the business for the day.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
That closes our committee reports, Madam Presiding Officer. We now go to the calendar of business. We don't have any unfinished business. For the business for the day, the first item in the business for the day is the proposed resolution number 825 series of 2024, authored by Honorable Ismael D. Pilim. Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the gentleman from Santa Cruz for the sponsorship of proposed resolution number 825 series of 2024.
Yes, Honorable Lim.
Madam Chair, my colleagues, good afternoon. Madam Chair, I hereby propose the passage of the resolution number 825-2024. This is relative to the reconciliation of our records of projects against the sale of gravel and sand along the river channels of Marinduque, Madam Chair, because we have received information from our MSGEE officer that there are huge payables that needed to be collected for extraction of gravel and sand along the river channels in Marinduque, Madam Chair. And it remains to be collected. So this, Madam Chair, is also relative to the provincial ordinance, appropriation ordinance of fiscal year 2023 that requires the local finance committee to submit to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan in the ensuing year of 2023 the financial statement that will reflect the actual accumulated income derived from the operation of Marinduqueño Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise MSGE, Madam Chair. So with that, Madam Chair, I move that we pass a resolution for the local finance committee to comply with the with the 2023 appropriation ordinance of fiscal year 2023 for them to submit to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan the financial statement that will reflect the actual accumulated income derived from the operation of Marinduque Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise MSGEE, and for the Provincial Treasurer's Office and Marinduque Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise MSGEE to reconcile the records of projects against the sale of gravel and sand along the river channels of Marinduque, particularly DPWH projects. Madam Chair, I so move.
Just an inquiry. So is the proponent requesting for consideration with regard to the exact title
Yes, Madam Chair.
of the resolution?
Yes, Madam Chair, I submit.
Kasi, yes, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, the distinguished sponsor is made mention of the ordinance, appropriation ordinance 2023, which is no longer effective because it says its effectivity upon termination of the fiscal year.
Yun ba yung nakalagay doon?
Appropriation ordinance po yun eh. So, we might as well not cite that anymore, or if that is still included in fiscal year 2024 appropriation ordinance, then we would cite the fiscal year 2024.
So any comment from the reporting committee chair?
However, Madam Chair, it remains to be complied. It remains to be complied.
That is a condition in the approval of the said appropriation ordinance. That's what you are saying.
The local finance committee shall.
Is it recognizing the significant revision on the title of the proposed resolution? Will the proponent be amenable to just defer it to the next session so that we can reflect the real revised title?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Yes, I submit, Madam Chair. However, as just an additional information, since, Madam Chair, it remains to be complied, and the effect is evident as stated by the chairman, the MSG officer, during which is included in my committee report of the Committee on LEE, that there are indeed a huge amount of payables that are not yet that remains to be collected for the extraction of these materials, Madam Chair.
So hindi nagre-reconcile yung
Exactly,
actual
Madam Chair, yes.
extraction vis-a-vis actual collection.
Yes, Madam Chair. It's a huge amount according to
What's the pleasure of
information.
Honorable Leva? The proponent is amenable to defer discussion on this pending submission of the revised title.
May we know what is stipulated in the particular section made mention by the distinguished sponsor? Baka naman po pwedeng ma-resolve na rin natin ngayon kung exactly kung ano yung i-repeat na lang. Ano po ang nakalagay?
Sir James, do you okay, yes, Bokal Lim, what you can Sir James?
Can you read?
Okay, you have a copy.
Yes.
Hello po. Madam Presiding Officer, and for the information of the board, ito po ay Section 4, Administrative Provision of the Appropriation Ordinance enacting the 2023 Annual Budget, and the letter I of which reads, the Local Finance Committee shall submit to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan in the ensuing year the financial statement that will reflect the actual accumulated income derived from the operation of Marinduque Sand and Gravel Enterprises. And as at this moment, sa aming pong records, wala pa po kaming nare-receive na submission from the Finance Committee regarding this financial statement.
And the word is shall, Madam Chair. It's an absolute.
Can we just, a resolution directing the local finance committee to submit to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan the ensuing year, the financial statement that will reflect the actual accumulated income derived from the operation of MSG. Pwede naman po yung yun na mismong enjoining or directing the as provided for in of section 4 of appropriation ordinance so and so. Okay po ba sa
What about,
Yes, any comment from the proponent?
what about, Madam Chair, the directive to reconcile
and to
project-
reconcile the records of projects against the sale along particularly the DPWH. Samahin na lang po natin.
Okay.
I submit, Madam Chair, to the wisdom of the floor leader.
Okay, may the floor leader reiterate the suggested revised title.
May I suggest, Madam Chair, that instead we adopt a resolution directing the local finance committee to submit to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan in the ensuing year 2023 or in Panlalawigan in the year 2023 the financial statement that will reflect the actual accumulated income derived from the operation of Marinduque Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise and to reconcile the records of projects against the sale of gravel and sand along the river channels of Marinduque, particularly the DPWH project.
The proponent is amenable to the revised version of the title, but the presiding officer would like to inquire, are we still going to use the word directing, which is, I think, the nature is of executive function? Is there any other word other than directing that will reflect the intention of what is provided in the ordinance?
To comply.
Urging to comply with the...
Direct in compliance with the
Compliance
provisions
with
of
ordinance.
Okay. Okay. So that is the revised title, and
Yes,
the proponent is amenable to that. Would you like to make the proper motion, Honorable? Is there any other clarification, suggestion with regard to the title and the substance of the proposed resolution by Honorable Lim? Kung wala na po, what is the pleasure of Honorable Lim? So we will not defer anymore the deliberation on this, but rather we will act on this. So what is the proper motion of Honorable Lim?
I move, Madam Chair, that we pass a resolution, that title as stated by our floor leader, relative to the sale and the reconciliation and the reconciliation of records of projects against the sale of gravel and sand along the river channels of Marinduque, Madam Chair, and as stipulated by Honorable Leva, the amendments thereof. So,
Okay,
so
any
move, Madam
second
Chair.
to the motion on the revised title of the resolution? Any second? Duly seconded. On any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. The proposed resolution number 825-2024 as introduced by Honorable Ismael Lim as amended is now approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lim.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized?
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytery J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a memorandum of agreement by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the Department of Social Welfare and Development for the formulation of the technical assistance plan. I so move.
Any second to the motion by Honorable Leva? Duly seconded by Honorable Rihano, Honorable Mangkukang, Honorable De Peralta. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The resolution as proposed to be adopted is now approved.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation again be recognized?
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
May I move for an omnibus motion for the adoption of the following resolutions. Number 1, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 295, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled an ordinance protecting the minors from the hazards of driving motor vehicles and penalizing any adult persons from allowing, consenting, and inducing and directing a minor to drive motor vehicles within the municipal jurisdiction of Buena Vista, Marinduque, and providing penalties for violation therefore as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Number 2, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 296, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled an ordinance establishing a comprehensive and sustainable response and commitment to eliminate TB in the municipality of Buena Vista, Marinduque, and appropriating funds thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Number 3, a resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 297, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled an ordinance granting benefits and privileges to child development workers of the municipality of Buena Vista, province of Marinduque as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact, subject to the conditions as mentioned. Number 4, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 298, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled an ordinance regulating the use and sale of electronic cigarettes in public places, including public conveyances, advertisement and promotions of e-cigarettes and providing penalties thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Number 5, a resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 299, series of 2024 of the municipality of Buena Vista entitled an ordinance prohibiting any person below 18 years old from drinking liquor or any alcoholic drinks or beverages in public places or establishment within the municipality of Buena Vista, Marinduque, and prohibiting any person or persons from selling, dispensing said alcoholic drinks to persons below 18 years old and providing penalties thereof as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. I so move for the omnibus motion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Any second to the omnibus motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Rihano, Honorable Red, Honorable Manggol. Honorable Mangkukang, any objection? Hearing none, the omnibus motion is approved. Municipal Ordinance number 295, series of 2024. Municipal Ordinance number 296, series of 2024. Municipal Ordinance number 297, series of 2024. Municipal Ordinance number 298, series of 2024. And Municipal Ordinance number 299, series of 2024. All from the municipality of Buena Vista are all declared valid and within the authority of the said LGU to enact.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Education for its sponsorship of a resolution.
Sino? Sino na yun? Honorable Danny Red is recognized.
Madam Chair, I move for the approval granting authority to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement, MOA, for on behalf of the provincial government represented by Governor Presbitero J. Velasco Jr. in his capacity as the local chief executive with the Department of Education, School Division of Marinduque, represented by Lynn Mendoza, in his capacity as a division superintendent of schools relative to the implementation of the 2024 Healthy Learning Institution program and for the transfer of funds amounting to 3,724,000. I so move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Red. Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Honorable De Peralta, Honorable Caballes, Honorable Rejano. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Presbitero Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into Memorandum of Agreement for and on behalf of the Provincial Government of Marinduque with the Department of Education Schools Division of Marinduque for the implementation of the 2024 Healthy Learning Institution Program and for the transfer of the funds amounting to 3,724,000 pesos is now approved.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Human Resource and Employment for the sponsorship on second reading of a proposed ordinance. May I ask the Secretary to please read the title of the said ordinance.
Proposed appropriation ordinance number 16-83. An ordinance amending certain items of appropriation ordinance number 4, series 2023, embodying the fiscal year 2024 annual budget of the province to comply with the budget review of the Department of Budget and Management, authored and sponsored by Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Chairperson of the Committee on Human Resource, Labor and Employment.
Thank you, Sir James. Honorable Caballes is recognized. Is there any additional query with regard to the proposed ordinance number 1683? We are now opening the floor for deliberation and debate. Hearing none, the chair motu proprio close the period for deliberation and debate. And what is now the pleasure of Honorable Caballes, the chair, the sponsoring chair?
Madam Chair, this representation on behalf of the Committee on Human Resource would like to move that proposed ordinance number 16-83 be approved on second reading.
Any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Rejano, Honorable De Peralta, Honorable Leva. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Proposed ordinance number 16-83 is now approved on second reading.
Madam Presiding Officer,
Yes, Honorable Leva.
considering that the said ordinance was approved on second reading without any amendment and in accordance to our rule, may I ask that the same be calendared for third and final reading in today's session?
Yes, this particular item, as proposed by the chair of the Committee on Rules, will now be considered on third and final reading.
That closes our business for the day, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you. Let's proceed with the next item.
We don't have an assigned business. For the proposed ordinance for third and final reading, may I ask the Secretary to please read the entirety of the said measure.
Sir James.
Proposed ordinance number 16-83, whereas the fiscal year 2024 annual
Madam
budget...
Presiding Officer, may I suggest that we concentrate on the ordinance itself.
Proposed ordinance number 16-83, an ordinance amending certain items of appropriation ordinance number 4, series 2023, embodying the fiscal year 2024 annual budget of the province to comply with the budget review of the Department of Budget and Management, authored and sponsored by Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Chairperson of the Committee on Human Resource, Labor and Employment. Wala pa po kasi co-sponsor. So, Section 1, abolition of position, the position of librarian, salary grade 24 with item number 276 under the office of the provincial governor, which is not covered by funds for salaries and associated compensation costs, in the fiscal year 2024 annual budget is hereby abolished and deleted in the plantilla of the provincial government of Marinduque. Section 2, conversion or classification of position. The plantilla position of Chief Administrative Officer, salary grade 24, with item number 163 under the Provincial Budget Office is hereby converted or classified to Provincial Government Assistant Department Head, salary grade 24. The plantilla position of Provincial Health Officer 2, salary grade 26, with item number 274 under the Provincial Health Office is hereby converted or classified to Provincial Government Department Head, salary grade 26. Section 3, retitling of position. The plantilla position of Local Revenue Collection Clerk 2, salary grade 7, under the Provincial Treasurer's Office is hereby retitled to Revenue Collection Officer 2, salary grade 7, to comply with DBM Local Budget Circular number 137, dated July 13, 2021. Section 4, applicability of Provincial Ordinance number 221, Series 2024, with the enactment of and subsequent approval of Provincial Ordinance number 221, Series 2024, which abolished Planning Officer 5, salary grade 24, item number 109, under the Provincial Planning and Development Office to create various positions in the same office. The conversion or classification of Planning Officer 5 is hereby considered moot. Section 5, repealing and separability clause. Appropriation Ordinance number 4, Series 2023, and all other ordinance or ordinances or resolutions inconsistent with the provisions of this ordinance are hereby amended or modified accordingly. Provisions that are not affected thereby shall continue to be in full force and effect. Section 6, effectivity. This ordinance shall take effect immediately upon approval.
Madam Presiding Officer, since we are now on the third and final reading, may I move for a roll call vote?
Proceed with the roll call voting.
Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes.
Yes.
Honorable Aurelio J. Leba III.
Yes.
Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III. Yes. Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado.
Kindly coordinate with Vocal Bernardine Opis Mercado with regard to her vote.
She voted already.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Melga Balarin Cabo.
Yes.
Honorable Mercedes Arejano.
Yes.
Honorable Danilo Arred. Yes. Honorable Ismael D. Pilim. Yes. Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol. Yes. Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta. Yes. Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia.
Yes.
Madam Presiding Officer, the result of the votation, 11 members of the board voted in favor of the motion, nobody objected and nobody abstained.
Thank you, Sir James. With 11 members? With 11 members of the board voting favorably, the chair declares proposed ordinance number 16-83, an ordinance providing an ordinance amending certain items in appropriation ordinance number 4 series of 2023, embodying the fiscal year 2024 annual budget of the province to comply with the DBM review and recommendation, sponsored by Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballas, Chairman of the Committee on Human Resource, with members Honorable Aurelio Leva III, Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, is now approved on third and final reading.
That's all for the third and final reading.
The session is adjourned. Our next session